So we decided.
Don't whisper, babe.
We decided.
So we decided.
Screw off.
Just be yourself, baby. Just be yourself.
How have you been so sweet to me today, and then the moment we start a video, you start antagonizing me? Is this going to be a theme?
Give me a kiss.
Is this going to be a theme?
No. Hey, thank you guys for all subscribing, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks. We have our... Well, I wanted to show him because it's cut off, but I guess this table is full of artifacts that Chad and I have gotten from... It's safe to say multiple places in the country, right?
Yeah, Native American artifacts, to be specific.
Well,
artifacts and fossils.
The most epic artifact here that I'm not going to show till the end is in fact not a Native American artifact.
Where's it at?
It's right there.
Oh, yeah.
But it is the most epic thing on this table that I'm going to reveal.
Well, I was just going to pick a few of my favorites because we probably can't show all of these.
Well, I want to show this one.
Yeah.
I have a huge hand. I've heard it's because I have high testosterone. But I found this. Do you remember me and you and Carl? So the way we found these when we lived in Virginia is we would dig a hole that we could sit down in. It would have to be deep and wide enough that we could sit in. And we would create a wall in our hole. And then you would get a little 3-tooth rake and run it along the edge of your hole all day long. And as you did that, you would tink. And then you would kind of scrub back. And one of these bad boys would fall out.
That's a nice point.
That's a nice one too. But that story...
I think I found that one.
I think you did too. I don't remember finding... That one's beautiful colors.
But this thing right here had to have been on like a very large spear.
Yeah, it's definitely a spearhead. But I remember when I found it being so sad that the tip was gone. Oh, everybody hates when the tip falls off, you know?
My favorite one is actually, a lot of people like these larger artifacts, you know, and these larger points. But actually my favorite one is the smallest one I ever found. It's this one. This little bird point. It's serrated.
It's beautiful.
It's in really great condition. It's super thin. But to me, just the amount of craftsmanship that would have went into making a point that small, you know, that took a lot of very precise napping. And this would have been something that would have went on an actual arrow. Whereas the majority of these other points we have would have been on spears, or these would have been...
That's a knife.
Yeah, little knives or...
Because the difference, like, can you show them the difference? Like, we have a ton of knives, and they just don't have any... Is this called ears? Mm-hmm. Like, the two ears at the bottom here. I like this one a lot.
Well, we also found a lot of these scrapers, too.
Well, that's what I was calling a knife.
Well, this is just like a oval piece of stone that's been sharpened basically all the way around.
That one's really pretty. I found this one here by the house recently. It's broken, but it's so pretty. The black.
Out of probably I'd say every, 20 arrowheads or spear points that you find, maybe one will not be broken.
Yeah. If you pull out a sure enough good one and it's not broken, that's a good day.
You know, I was looking at this one the other day. You remember when we found this? I mean, that is the oddest.
It is. You know, that one looks really old.
It's
Can you show that to
lopsided.
them? It looks super old to me. Does it not look old to you?
I mean,
like,
no, I mean...
What?
I think whoever was working this just messed up and realized, okay, I messed up on this side over here, and
that was the intern arrowhead napper that made that one.
I'm assuming they just sat around and made these all day, or not all day, but they spent quite a bit of time because they were everywhere.
This one's sweet.
Yeah.
It's like red.
But it's got that big bulge on that side right there. Like,
Intern made that one too.
that's what I like about that.
Idiot. Ooh.
Now, this is a cool quartz point because of the serrations on the edge.
Yeah, that one's cool. You got into arrowhead napping. Did you figure out how to do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it-
I've actually got a bunch of arrowheads, 3 or 4, that I made in my desk in there.
Go get them.
They look really good.
Will you go get them and let's compare?
Yeah.
I'll show them what I found in the meantime, my pride and joy. So the story is I was in this river and I knew you could find these in this freshwater river. We were like 2 hours from the ocean. And I had a snorkel on and it was muddy and nasty, nasty river. And I was under this log because I knew the water would flow and catch things on this log that was embedded in the bottom of the river. So I would hold my breath and go dig, 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 dig. And I was digging and I felt this. And I knew what it was, but I couldn't see in the water. And so I came up and it was a megalodon tooth. And y'all, my hand is 7 inches. My hand is huge. This thing is a monster and it's in pristine condition. You remember when I found this?
Oh, yeah.
I started screaming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what you made.
These are 2 that I made right
Dang.
here.
They definitely look really different from any of the artifacts that we have.
Yeah.
The serrations are so much more prominent.
The hard part, well, these are also new.
That's true.
You know, they haven't been used for anything, and
That's
that's
true.
one I made right there.
What do you think when we find these arrowheads, like in Virginia, people told us, and we used to say that we were in a camp. How often do you think when we find arrowheads out and like just in the open that they actually came out of an animal, like an animal? Because most of the time when they killed an animal, they would bring the animal back to their camp. Is that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all. I wondered that too, like how much they just kind of would stop in a place and just, you know, maybe make an arrowhead and, you know, it not be really useful and just throw it out, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, all that information's lost. How they used these tools, like if did they have their favorite ones that they just would resharpen over and over again?
Yeah, we'll never know, huh? There's probably some fat white dude at a desk who's read 16 books who thinks he knows the answer, but
A lot
really
of pottery too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna show.
It's a big pottery here.
Didn't you find half a bowl one time?
Well, we would find big pots underground, but they would fall apart
Really cool.
when you would bring them out. And some of this pottery has different
That's a cool one too.
styles of the lines. I mean, the lines are pretty cool.
Ooh, whoa. Can you show them that? I've never noticed the huge difference in the texture.
Yeah, and some of this pottery you'll find, it looks like they took a corn cob and rolled it over the pottery to make the texture on the.
That's a good knife. Did we show them this one?
That's not that all that good, baby.
I just like any of the quartz.
I don't like the quartz points.
That's not all that good, baby. What do you need? I'm showing them pottery, you freaking idiot.
Well, we've ran a little long when we start calling each other idiots.
Look at this. You want to tell the people what this is? Oh.
Some sort of vertebra of some sort of big fish.
Whale.
No, the whale ones were about the size of a 5-gallon bucket.
Really?
Yeah.
Baby.
Our friend had a bunch of
Our
them.
vertebrae are like this big. What could this be?
I don't know. Some big fish.
Dang. All right. I found this too. This is it's cool. There's indentions where the fingers go. And so it was like a napping tool. I found this in a field. Well, Boo, you pick your favorite arrowhead to show them, and I'll.
I already showed my favorite one.
Okay, well pick
That's my favorite.
pick your third favorite. What's one you haven't shown, and I'll cut the video.
Um,
Oh,
Probably this red one.
That's a sweet one. All right. Turning it off.